We strive to be like other men. Some people love Andrew Tate, some people love Hamza. But one thing that all these creators have in common is that no one is perfect. They're not perfect. Now, whether we think these people are good or not, we can all agree that none of them are perfect. We strive to be like someone who isn't complete. We have to be in pursuit of an ideal that we can never reach. I believe that's what the representation of Christ is. He was supposed to be this figure that was so good that we could never achieve what he had or be who he could be. He was the literal manifestation of God here on earth, right? Now, if we seek to be godly or good, what does that mean? So let's look here what it says in Galatians 5:22-23. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Against such things there is no law. Again, that is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Imagine life if we had all of these. Imagine how nice and easy life would be, peace and love. You know what I mean? Everyone makes so much fun of that, but in all reality, isn't that what we're all striving for? Some peace and love. You know, the Bible puts these as the fruit of us seeking God. But I believe as well that it's fruits that we should be striving for. The Bible says that if we're walking in communion with God, or walking in communion with what's good, that this would be what our actions would produce without us even thinking about it. Just like when Moses went up to Mount Sinai and he saw God, his face was shining because he saw him. Same way with us being in communion with God, or praying or meditating, anything like that, that these would be the things that would come from it. I've met so many people in self-improvement, and even in church, honestly, who claim to be godly but are not even close to any of these ideals. And I've been one of them too. You see, we constantly have to strive for these virtues. Otherwise, we drift off to our own self-gratification. You see, these are the fruits of delayed gratification, because it's hard to put yourself to the side and strive for these. Now, if we don't constantly seek these, or don't constantly try to be like this, and we give into our carnality, then this is what the Bible says we will go to. And I'm going to read here in Proverbs 6:16. It says, "There are 6 things that the Lord hates, 7 that are detestable to him: haughty eyes, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked schemes, a false witness who pours out lies, and a person who stirs up conflict in the community." What does that mean, right? So haughty eyes. Haughty eyes are eyes that look down on people who think that they're better than others. So wow, the Lord hates pride, right? What is pride? A lying tongue, liars. Obviously people who take advantage of the innocent, the naive. A heart that devises wicked schemes, feet that are quick to rush into evil. A false witness who pours out lies, and a person who stores up conflict in the community. So God doesn't like people who stir up conflict with others. He doesn't like people who are constantly trying to go and cause problems with other people. He doesn't like people that lie, or people that look down on others. I mean, who honestly wants to be like that, right? What type of life do you have to be? How sad do you have to be? How empty do you have to be to produce those fruits? You see, it's hard to produce the fruits of the Spirit, but it's easy to fall into these. The fruits of the Spirit require humility, they require work, and they require seeking a higher ideal. I've seen so many people with the traits or the 7 deadly sins, and they're so animalistic. See, I'm no one to judge, but these people, they're slaves to their negative emotion, and it's like it eats and rots them from the inside out. And it's so interesting because their lives suck, and they think that people are always trying to scheme against them and trying to put them down. But then what does that do? That makes them think that they're better than people in order to protect themselves from that, right? So in them thinking people are doing evil, they come back in vengeance in more evil. Their lives must suck, always thinking that people are always against them, or that people think they're better than them. And it's so interesting that their own resentment of their illusion of people speaking bad or down on them causes them to come back in vengeance with the same thing. It's so interesting because it's like the saying goes, it's a poison that only the user drinks, or something like that. I forgot how it goes, honestly. Don't fall into this. My advice to you is to read through all these and see where you are in life. Are you on the side of the thing God hates, or are we on the ideal side? You see, I still have stuff to work on too, and I'm just sharing this because this is something that I've been studying and trying to learn as well. We can always strive to be better. You see, choose God in love. No need to focus on other people. No need to focus on the external. You see, thinking externally causes us to fall into these things, go over into them again. You have to literally choose to be good. You have to choose to produce the fruits of the Spirit. I want you to do something right now. I want you to close your eyes. Now I want you to envision you and then another version of you. Now you are you who you are right now, right? Now envision there's another you. And this other you is you 5 years down the road. He is all these things. He has all the fruits of the Spirit. He walks as a man of integrity, a man who is just, a man who is righteous, a man with integrity, a man who helps other people, who serves. And what I want you to do is look who you want to be in the future. Look who you want to be 5 years from now. And instead of trying to strive to be like him, whenever these thoughts come that are the you right now, you say, no, that's not me anymore. This is me now. You see, it's so interesting because the Bible also says, die to your old selves. In psychology, this is something that people do all the time. But it's so interesting how the Bible has told us this, 2,000 years ago? Die to your old self. And as you go, don't forget this. Always remind yourself of the fruits of the Spirit and keep checking in with yourself on them. It's so interesting too because the Bible says, when it's talking about God's laws, it says, write these on the doorposts of your heart. And it's like constantly keep reminding yourself that wherever you are, whenever you walk in, everything like that, it's a constant reminder of what your ideals are, right? Of where you want to be. So I challenge you today to create this image of yourself or a goal that we can achieve and always keep striving for it. As I said before, Jesus represents this ultimate good. Jesus represents a perfect man that we could never possibly be. But at the same time, us striving to always be this perfect man means that we're constantly getting closer to it. Even though we can never reach it, that's the good part. That means that we can always be in pursuit of it. We can always be in pursuit of a goal that we can never achieve. And that's what Christ represents. The perfect man to strive to be.